might be a crazy opinion, but I don't think my exhaust is quite aggressive enough. I do have Corsa Extremes on these things, but I still have stock cats. So until I do cam and headers on this thing, I need to find a way just to make it a little bit more aggressive. Now, it does have a really nice idle. It sounds great under acceleration, has some nice crackles and pops on deceleration, but it just doesn't quite have the scream that I want from a C6 Corvette. While I have the car in the air today, tackling a couple of other projects, I think I might try to just pull these mufflers off. So I have a couple of options. One easy one here is just to disconnect the axle back from the mid pipe and throw a couple of dumps in. Seems easy enough. Or I can just disconnect the mufflers right here above the sway bar and just put a couple of turn downs here so we're directing the hot air toward the ground rather than toward the bumper. The only thing I don't like about either of those options is that we lose the quad tips. And that is sort of an iconic Corvette look, right? But in all honesty, this is just to see if it sounds good anyway. And if it does, we can go see my friends over at Inman Muffler, have them weld the new set of quad tips on, and just put them in place. And essentially we'll be rocking a muffler delete. This is a good option anyway, because I don't want to hack up the Corsas, obviously. And this just allows us to disconnect them, and then we'll clamp something else in place. It's perfect. Before I get to that, though, I recently installed these LED side markers, and I think they're just a little bit too bright. So I want to tint them, so I'm going to tackle that real quick. And the whole reason the car's in the air in the first place is because I had to do an oil change. So got that wrapped up. We'll get these tinted and we'll pull those mufflers off, see what this thing sounds like. The lens itself, though, is really good. It didn't look as smoked as it did when I pulled it out of the package, but once it's installed in the car, it actually blends very well with the bumper. It looks really good. And God, those brakes are sexy. Don't get me wrong, I really like how these new LEDs turned out, but relative to the rears, they're just a little bit too strong. I'm going to wrap them today in Vivid Vinyl's light smoke film. It shouldn't change the look of the lens itself when the LED is not on, but it will take a little bit of the strength of that LED away, making it a bit more of a subtle look, and that, I think, is ideal. That blends really well now. Looks super good. Now we just gotta see what it looks like when they're turned on. Still bright, but I think that's a lot better. For comparison, that's with no tint. That is with the tint. So it's still quite bright, plenty visible. It's just not quite as extreme and intense. I think I'm happy with that. I'm gonna wrap up the next side and then we'll do this muffler delete here. Holy crap, this clamp back here wasn't tight at all. No wonder it was leaking a little bit. This portion of the axle back is so loose that, and it's all the tighter I can get it, so it just makes the most sense to pull these out from here. I don't want them loose. If I am going to keep this at all like this, I don't want them loose, obviously. Maybe we should just fire it up first, I don't know. Well, these literally almost fell out. Alright, we gotta fire this thing up before we get too crazy with it. Oh, definitely got more volume. Holy crap. I don't know if I like that. It might be better with some turn downs on it just to kind of refine the note a little bit, but it doesn't sound great. I got myself a couple of turn downs. Ended up having to do it out the back end because they didn't have the right diameter turn downs to fit the mid pipe, so no big deal. This actually works out better. I don't know if it picks it up or not, but this thing is wicked. just a little bit too drony, but if you keep them up over 2,500 RPM, it sounds fantastic. And once you get up to 35, 4,000, 4,500 RPM, it sounds pretty darn wicked. I don't know that I can keep it like this all the time though. Ooh, but it does sound freaking good on acceleration. Like I mentioned in a previous video, guys, I'm going to be finally, after all these years, launching a Speed Culture website where you're going to be able to pick up some of these handmade leather keychains that I'm making here myself by hand on the workbench. These are really cool. They get nice and worn in and change color as you wear them out, but they are super awesome. And I have some sort of specialty top grain, very soft leather keychains I'm going to have available as well. Two-tone. I got red, blue, green, a bunch of different colors, but again, making these by hand myself. I'm gonna also have some t-shirts and some other tchotchkes available as well, so stay tuned, guys. I'll announce when that website finally goes live, hopefully sooner than later. Really pumped about it. Probably have those Speed Culture shift knobs available on the website as well. We had a rain delay, guys. I didn't get as many clips as I wanted to get of the C6 with the muffler delete. Include a bunch more of that in the next video. Do some fly-bys, some revs. We'll do some more in the car stuff. I'll get another person to film, so we'll get a little better look, a little better glimpse at how this car actually sounds with the muffler delete, and then we'll decide what we're going to do going forward. I think I'm going to try to get this thing tuned before I do the cam and headers as well, just to kind of get a good baseline for the basic bolt-on stuff. We got some stuff coming up, guys. We got some driving coming. I want to hit Till the Dragon too, so I'll be sticking around for that. There's a lot more coming for the car, a lot more coming for the channel, guys. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one.